Hey guys, Raceroo Radio episode 3, and it is finally race week again. Kind of feels like we had a little, not even mini off season, almost an entire off season. But by this time next week, we'll have run Darlington. We'll be getting ready to run it again. So, very excited about that. It felt good to go into work this week and know that trucks are gonna be gone this weekend. So, even if it's gonna be just for a day, and we'll be right back, and then we'll go do it again. So, preparing for that quick stretch of 4 races in like 11 days, and I'm real excited to see how this turns out. It'll be a little different, and maybe we'll learn a thing or two. I wanted to continue from last week where we talked about taking the negative thoughts or the limiting thoughts we had and putting that little but in there and then adding a positive thought in behind it. But people tend to say a lot is when you have those negative thoughts or those limiting thoughts, to just ignore them, to just look past them, pretend they're not even there. I don't think that's necessarily true. At least for the most part, those negative thoughts or limiting thoughts can actually be good for you in several ways. And so it creates a good check and balance system, because if all we did was have positive thoughts or not have any negative thoughts, we probably do a lot of dumb stuff. Our brain does a good job of protecting us from ourselves a lot of times. So, in the space of just general fitness, one of the common things you'll see is people starting to have negative thoughts because they've been out of the gym, they've missed a week at the gym, or they missed their class. And while you still want to put the positive spin on it, a lot of people will, with that negative thought, you want to take it and just remember how you felt with that negative thought. So, man, I haven't been at the gym for a week, or man, I really don't want to go to the gym today. And then you go, you remember how you thought about that negative thought, and then how you feel afterwards. So reflecting back on that negative thought can help you the next time you have those instances, and remind you, hey man, I really didn't want to go to the gym that day. I was really not feeling good about it, but I went and I felt a lot better afterwards. So that's a good way to use it to reflect back on something. Try to think about why you had those thoughts in the first place. In the space of performance, for me, like, if all I did was think positively, I might see a bar and there's 225 pounds on it and be like, hey, I want to go and snatch that. I've never done over 200 pounds. That's a good way of getting myself hurt. Having that negative limiting thought where it's like, probably shouldn't do that, but I'm going to work to it. Just using that negative thought to kind of keep yourself in line with where you're going. Or if you're going to run a 5K and you're trying to run fast, you go out early and you try to pick a pace that's 30 seconds a mile faster than what you're used to. Using that negative limiting thought to keep you in line, hit your paces that you're wanting to hit that fast time. So those negative thoughts, or those limiting thoughts, as I've been calling them, they can actually be a benefit to you in those instances. And we can apply that to the world we live in today. Just every day there's so much negativity, especially in the social media outlets. There's so much negativity, and looking into those things and not ignoring them and trying to look through them and see where they all originate from. That can be actually a really good thing. Can kind of alleviate some stress from you too when you see where those negative things are coming from. So that's maybe something to try out. Take those negative thoughts, pair them with the positive, try to put a positive spin on everything, but learn from the negatives. Keep yourself safe. And for an injury thing too, like with the performance I was talking about in the snatch, related to something out of the gym. If you go to the zoo and you use that positive thought, like, hey, I see those tigers, I want to go cuddle up against a tiger. That's, your brain's going to tell you, no, that's dumb. It's going to limit you. It's going to tell you not to do that, give you, I guess you could call it a negative thought. So that's our brain keeping us safe. So think about it like that. In that way, you need to use the negative thoughts, the limiting thoughts you have, pair them with the positive thoughts, but always try to put a positive spin on things. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself healthy. If there's anything else you guys have to add, I'd love to hear it. And next week we'll hopefully be talking about a race. So thank you. See you again next week.